Om Jananim Sharadam Devi Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Murmuhu. Sri Ramakrishna is telling about the tree. Sweet mango tree will give sweet mangoes alone. When the seeds are taken and planted elsewhere, they also give sweet mangoes. According to soil, the size may differ, but the same quality it will give. You are born of the Advaita family, so you must be inheriting the traits of the great saint. Is not that true? Goswami humbly, Sir, what do I know? What do I know? With humbly, the humility, first sign of knowledge, wisdom, is humility and clear understanding. God is doer. God is. One place we went last time in Bangalore, a old house, 125 years old. And when we went, only one elderly lady is there living. And knowing that once upon a time we were there in that house, decades and decades earlier, she took us inside, like taking God inside, and showed their shrine, shining brightly with all things. Within the poverty line, they have kept the God alive in the house. Lamps are burning, insisting. No prior intimation to them, nor they knew us anything, nor she knew. A few of the neighbors came. Then we told, please come there to our ashrama. We have an ashrama in Udupi. How that person, with all humility, one of that person said, what have we right to decide? If Lord decides alone, I can come. My life is going on by the will of God. I am able to have this body by the will of God. Not words, it is coming out from the heart. By His will, by His grace, I have got a small job with which I can make my family live to satisfy their needs. With what humility He told. So that it makes us wonder, oh, poor people, they don't have any sickness, they have to take loan. But look at the trust and understanding. Look at that wisdom. Look at the dependence on God. I have capacity, I have intelligence, it comes into picture. Directly or indirectly, they boast of themselves. But when the reality shines, when they are closer to divine, closer to God, they understand God is omniscient and omnipotent. We can't do anything in this world. We can't alter anything. We cannot change any person in this world. And we are not come for that also. We appear and disappear in time. The world continues millions and millions of years. He is the Master, He is the Lord, He is taking care of every life on this earth. He has provided everything for a life to survive on this earth. And so we are. That understanding, that humility, you see. Sir, what do I know? Master, whatever you may say, others will not let you off so easily. Brahmins, however imperfect they may be, are worshipped by all on account of their having been born in the lines of great sages. This is most important. A messenger from a king sends messengers to other kings with some message. The messenger comes and he is given royal welcome. He is a messenger, he is an employer, he is a servant. But when he comes from a king, what respect they would give to king, same respect will be given, because he is representing king. He is no more a servant, he is no more a messenger. He represents it. So he is honored not because of his qualities, he is not honored because of his nature, nor his capacities. King is king, his servant is servant. If he had the same capabilities and of king, he would have been a king himself. Yet he represents the king. All honor is the king stands up when the messenger comes to honor him, just because he has come from another king who is equally great. So this is the thing. When a Brahmin is not doing any of his regular duties, or what is he expected to be a Brahmin, yet he is honored because he is born in that family of the sages who have realized God. He is, even if he is leading a dirty life, still he is honored. It is an honor not for that person, but for the lineage of the sages who have given the supreme knowledge to humanity. To tell us the story of Shankachila. The following story is recorded. There is a footnote. Shankachila, a bird similar to the kite. Chila is like kite. Chila. Shankachila, a kind, something like a kite. Yam sat in silence. Master, if one of your ancestors was a great soul, he would certainly pull you up. However unworthy you may be, when the king Duryodhana and his brothers were taken captive by the Gandharvas, Yudhishthira released them in spite of the fact that King Duryodhana was his enemy and had banished him to the forest. Besides the story of Mahabharata, Duryodhana, by some means, wrong path he takes to drive them to forest, depriving them of the kingdom. But when they were caught by enemies, Gandharvas, then they cannot escape. But Yudhishthira goes to release them from their clutches. Because they were of the same family, of the great kingdom. Master, if one of the ancestors was great soul, he will certainly pull you up, however unworthy you may be. He gives the example of Duryodhana. Besides, one must show respect to the religious garb. He is a Goswami, he is wearing the signs of a Goswami, a devotee of God. Besides, one must show respect to the religious garb. Just like the policemen are same as all other humans on the earth, but his dress makes a difference. The garb that he puts on, he immediately alerts people, I am a policeman. How we have to behave with him, we have to behave in the same way. Religious garb, even the mere garb recalls to the mind the real object. Chaitanya once dressed an ass in a religious garb and then prostrated himself before it. Why do people bow before Shankachila? When Kamsa was about to kill the Divine Mother, she flew away, taking the form of Shankachila. So even now people salute the bird. The story goes on here in the footnote. The following story is recorded in connection with the birth of Sri Krishna. Kamsa, the king of Mathura, was the very personification of evil. His God-fearing sister Devaki was married to Vasudeva. When Kamsa came to know that a son of Devaki would be his slayer, and that his sister was already expecting a child, he was about to kill her. But he spared her life on the promise to deliver the child to him as soon as it was born. Both Vasudeva and Devaki were kept in prison under strong guard. In the prison, 7 sons were born to Devaki, one after the other, and they were all slain by the evil Kamsa. The 8th child was Sri Krishna. Immediately after his birth, Vasudeva, through the divine help, took him across the Jamuna river to the village of Gokula, where Nanda and his wife Yashoda lived. To them had just born a daughter who was an incarnation of divine power. Sri Krishna was exchanged for the girl who was then delivered to Kamsa as the newborn child of Devaki. Kamsa was about to kill her when she flew into the sky in the form of a bird, the Shankachila. Remarking that Kamsa's slayer was growing at Gokula, this is why Shankachila is held in respect. Eventually, Sri Krishna killed Kamsa. The whole story. Divine Mother takes birth somewhere. Krishna was born, Lord was born as Krishna. And to save the Krishna's life, the Yoga Maya creates a whole illusory system. All are asleep, all doors are open. And the Vasudeva is honored, requested to take the child and exchange from Nanda. In the flowing waters, he is takes the child and walks through the river, flooding river, crosses and keeps the Nanda's wife had just delivered. He exchanges his child without the knowledge of anybody. Even Yashoda did not know till she was informed later on that the child is exchanged. He takes that female child, newborn baby, and keeps by the side of Devaki when all the doors of the whole guards were asleep. All doors were open. They all close up by themselves. And Yashoda is having Krishna there bringing up, and the child was here. And then the thing happens that immediately coming to know a child is born. The guards inform king, the child is born. He want to kill that. It was a female baby. And when he's about to kill, taking the child in the arms, she flies away from his hands and tells the one who is going to kill you is elsewhere. Is born and is there. So later on, Krishna, as he grows at the age of 11, he comes and kills the Kamsa. That's why that bird is honored. Wherever they see the bird, they immediately start respecting it. When I was in training center at Belur Math, the hundreds of crows are there, all around trees in those days. Many trees were cut to new buildings and all have come up. In those days, it was fully forest-like trees in 70s, 80s. Crows, everywhere crows. They get food left over here, there, and waste of the food thrown into near the river. They all live on that, dwell in the trees, and everywhere their droppings. To clear that was a hectic problem. We were in training center. Afternoons, our tea time. There will be 1 period gap from morning session, afternoon session. In between the afternoon sessions, classes, there was a small gap when we have tea. All will come there and shouting, ka, 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 ka. We used to feel disgusted. We cannot speak to each other easily. So much of sound, expecting that we will throw some biscuits for that. And once we put means, all will crowd. So a kind of disgust and dislike was there for crows. In one of the classes, one Acharya, Bhajanandaji Maharaj, told, crows live for 80 years. Their life is 80 years. And then they thought, 80 years they live. And Maharaj told, see, many of these crows here have seen direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. 80 years they live. Many have that. I have seen direct disciples. The moment we heard that in the classroom, that crows live for 100 years, and many have seen the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, the respect for the crows from disgust and dislike, suddenly that respect came in there. They used to watch the crows. This is younger one, this has not seen, that is older one, some feathers have become white. Everybody started watching and honoring the crows. From their food, They will throw small amount of, oh, he might have seen, that another crow might have seen. How that a word transforms, that demands that respect. A Shankachila, a bird, which is just a story, that it was Divine Mother was born in that form to deceive, to inform of the death of the Kamsa, makes it, wherever they see, they bow down to that bird. Because it is descendant of that bird, where it was born, mother was born as that Shankachila. Why do the people bow down Shankachila? When Kamsa was about to kill Divine Mother, she flew away, taking the form of Shankachila. So even now, people salute the bird. An Englishman arrived at the cantonment of Chanak. The sepoys saluted him. Coach Singh explained to me, India is under the rule of English. Therefore, one should salute an Englishman. How the respect for the government is shown to an ordinary person who represents, is working in that field. The Shaktas follow the Tantra and the Vaishnavas the Purana. There is no harm for the Vaishnavas in speaking publicly of their spiritual practices, but the Shaktas maintain secrecy about theirs. For this reason, it is difficult to understand a Shakta. To Goswami, the spiritual practices, Shaktas hide what they do, how they practice. Vaishnavas open. How we call on God, how we sing the bhajans, how we worship God. To Goswami, you are all good people. How much japa you practice, how much you chant the name of Hari, God's name. Every breath that we take, if it doesn't go along with the name of God, it has gone in vain and it has caused the bondage and suffering. Every moment that every breath that you take, every moment the life that is passing, if you associate with the name of God, then you are saved. You will be evolving to your divinehood. So, how much of japa you have done. I was there in the banks of Narmada for a long time, about 10-12 years. In one of the places, Godaria, there was a small ashrama where I stayed. The owner of the land in which the ashrama was done, it was done by the efforts of the owner to accommodate his guru, was guiding him. He was here there living, so they made an ashrama dedicated to Sri Ramakrishna. And the husband and wife used to spend their days in thought of God. Some 2 servants were taking care of the whole estate where they need not bother. Similarly, they were looking after them as their own children. One of the son has joined a monastery and another 2 were still studying in schools. So they were dedicating their life entirely for realizing God and serving the people who are around and depending on. His father, the owner's father, was old. He was telling an incident. Swamiji, this another family around the next village, large amount of 400 acres, he was owner of that land. He was just like we were like friends. He owned 400 acres. All this was children as they grew up. This wealth he had acquired by giving loans to people which they cannot repay and occupying their lands. They need some money urgently, he will give, he will get this signature. If unpaid, he will wait for 2-3 years. Then when it is not being paid, then he will acquire that land legally. Like that he has owned. He used to condemn another family of this family. Oh, they don't know how to make money. They are living with, now also they are living with 60 acres of land. And look at me, 400. His father, the father who was talking to me, we used to do japa day and night, which our children have acquired now. The same trend. And my father, he was telling, my father is no more. But he was doing all the time japa. And with that, he has passed away. He did not do wealth. But that another family who had done that, his children grew up, all went in bad ways. The property was divided. All of them lost their property in drinking and other things. And they are washed, their children are washing vessels in the hotels. We did not have wealth, but Father has given that. My father died without wealth, much wealth, just sufficient for our living. But he has carried millions of japas with him. But that person, so one who, when we die, what do we carry? Thousands of japas. He has done countless japas from his childhood days till his last day. He did not bother about physical wealth. But God never deprived them or us, our children, and our children also are shining. One of them had become monk. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.